Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Dom. Today we're going to be covering another ICAEW ACA certificate level exam. Today's exam is going to be management information. Now I took this about 3 years ago, back when they were still giving out books, and as you can see it's a fairly medium-sized book in comparison to the accounting book and a bit longer than the assurance book, so it is in between the two. Management information is a controversial certificate level exam. Some people believe it's the easiest of them all and find it really satisfying and logical. It's so numerical and skills based that people with a real mathematics background and really logical brains find this to be a fantastic and very easy exam, particularly if you're very good at remembering formulas and very interested in being able to calculate things such as the cost per unit of a train track. There's a long form question at the start and has much shorter questions throughout, and you'll be multiple choice on the shorter form questions, and you'll have to pick one of 4 multiple choice answers and get it correct 55% of the time, including your long answer at the start. I'm going to be honest here and say that management information is the only ICAEW exam that I failed. I failed it the first time I sat it. So I had sat the course from the Monday to the Thursday, and on the Friday, as I had done with all my other exams, I attempted it. I got 53 when the pass mark for ICAEW ACA exams are 55. Unfortunately, I didn't pass. I found out the following morning. I wasn't totally shocked because I found the content of this to be very difficult. It was very logical, very mathematics based, and I'd just come from a degree in classics where I had all that mathematics taught out of me. Now, unfortunately, it did take me another couple months of thinking about this exam, reading through the book over and over again. I went back into the exam hall and I smashed it. But that first initial failure really taught me that this exam can be tough. The way to combat this exam is very simple. Unlike some of the other exams, I would say that this is a particularly difficult exam and you really need to understand the content. It does come up again, over and over again, from things such as the cost accounting and working out the value of things. This will come up over and over again in your exams. In particular, SBM will have quite a lot of management information in it. And you may also find in your career that management information is one of the most useful things that you will learn if you want to go into the commercial side or the industry side of accounting. Learning how to present management information and work out the costs of things will be one of the most important aspects of your career. I would recommend that you do as much question practice as possible. I would really do every single question in the book if possible. Some people find this exam very easy. You might want to be honest with yourself about how good your mathematics ability actually is. A lot of you are going to be fresh out of university, or you haven't sat an exam for a long time. This exam is going to really shock you with some numeracy. So know what you're doing, know your strengths, and if you're not super strong in maths, you need to do that extra bit of practice. Promise you it will change everything. The second thing to learn is time management. One of the big problems that I had during my first sit when I did fail was I spent way too long on the long form question. Rookie mistake. Always finish the long form question and then move on. Use your timings and stick to them. This is the same advice that goes for every single ICAEW exam, but this question really threw me. I spent too long on it and I had to run through the short form answers and click. I probably clicked a few wrong. I didn't have the 10 minutes that I usually like to have at the end to go back and review the flagged questions. I didn't even flag any questions. I didn't have time. So in order to combat this, you need to be strict with your time. If you don't answer every single part of the long form question, good. You probably shouldn't have had time to do that anyway, unless you're really smashing this exam. Don't worry about it. Move on. Spend more time on the short form questions. Make sure you give yourself review time. It will be worth it. Well, obviously, the most important thing, apart from all of these things, including your time management, learning the syllabus, doing the exam questions, and possibly even YouTubing, things that you find the book or your tutors are not really explaining very well, which, to be honest, is something I found quite a lot with this exam, then I would definitely recommend you go to YouTube. I would seriously recommend looking at accounting basics, looking at some cost management basics. A channel like Ed Spearer is really good for looking at some of the really basic stuff that actually doesn't quite make sense, or they skim over in the book, or maybe your tutor didn't have time to go over in detail with you. So I would take that extra step. Don't feel pressured to do this exam on the Friday if you had your tuition from the Monday to Thursday like me. It may be too much pressure for you, and if that's how you feel, you really need to speak to your training provider. And don't be afraid if you do fail something. I'll do a video on what it's like to actually fail an ICAEW exam, and what it's like to tell your firm that you failed, and what you can do to sort of soften the blow, and also how to keep your head up when this sort of thing happens. And it happens for a reason, guys. It always happens for a reason. So remember, just stay confident in yourself and come back fighting. Always come back. Okay, I hope this has been helpful to everyone. Thanks for watching. This has been a slightly more honest one, of course, and I hope you take something from this. So thank you very much. Remember, I'll be doing videos on all 15 of the ICAEW ACA exams, not just the certificate level. So please stay tuned for those, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.